I still remember the way she looked at me that night. Like I was the only person in the world. The way her eyes sparkled in the candlelight. How she nervously played with her ring. And how her smile faded when I finally asked the question I'd been holding in for weeks. "Are you seeing someone else?" She hesitated. That 1 second of silence told me everything before her lips even moved. But she said no. And I believed her. Because I wanted to. Because believing her lie was easier than facing the truth. My name is Ryan. I'm 32, and this is the story of how I found out that the woman I loved, the woman I was going to marry, had been living a double life right in front of me. We met 3 years ago. Her name was Emily. She worked in a downtown art gallery and loved talking about things I didn't understand. Paintings, emotions, brush strokes, color harmony. I was a software engineer. I lived in code, logic, structure. We were opposites. But maybe that's what pulled us together. Our first date was magical. She laughed at all my bad jokes. I listened to her talk for hours about Van Gogh and Picasso like they were her childhood friends. And for the first time in years, I felt something real. Fast forward 2.5 years. We lived together in a small apartment filled with her art supplies and my computer parts. We made it work. Or so I thought. There were signs, of course. The late night work meetings. The sudden new passwords on her phone. The scent of someone else's cologne on her coat. Faint, but unmistakable. But I didn't say anything. Not at first. Because once you speak the truth out loud, you can't take it back. I kept quiet for weeks. Pretended not to notice when she turned her phone screen away from me. Laughed it off when she said she had to stay late again. I even convinced myself that maybe I was just being paranoid. Maybe it was stress. Maybe I was the problem. But deep down, I knew. One night, around 1 a.m. she came home, hair messy, cheeks flushed, smelling like someone else's cologne. And she kissed me. Like nothing was wrong. Like I was still the only man in her life. That kiss broke me more than anything else. I didn't sleep that night. I just stared at the ceiling, heart pounding, brain spinning. The next morning, while she was in the shower, I did something I never thought I'd do. I went through her phone. I didn't want to. I swear I didn't, but curiosity had turned into survival. And there it was. A name I didn't recognize. Dozens of messages. Photos. Memes. Inside jokes. Late night. "I miss you." Texts. She was in love with someone else. And not just some fling. This had been going on for months. I stood there, phone shaking in my hand, staring at a reality I had refused to see. When she came out of the bathroom, towel wrapped around her, smiling, I couldn't hold it in anymore. I looked her straight in the eyes and said, "Who is Jake?" Her smile froze. And in that split second, I saw it, the guilt, the fear, the unraveling of every single lie. She didn't say a word. Just stood there. Silent. And that silence screamed louder than any confession ever could. She finally whispered, "Ryan, I can explain." But there was nothing left to explain. I didn't want to hear about how. It just happened. Or how. He meant nothing. Because I'd already read the messages. Jake meant something. He meant a lot. Still, I sat down. Let her talk. She said it started during a rough patch between us. That she felt unseen, unheard. Like I was more in love with my laptop than with her. And maybe she was right. Maybe I had pulled away emotionally. But that didn't justify betrayal. She had a choice. Talk to me, fight for us, walk away, anything but this. I asked her why she didn't just break up with me. Why she kept lying every day, every night, while planning art shows and double lives. She cried. And I hated that I still cared, that I wanted to comfort her even when she was the one who shattered me. Then she said the words I'll never forget. I still love you. I laughed, not because it was funny, but because it was the most painful thing I'd ever heard. She loved me, yet shared her bed with someone else. She loved me, but lied every single day. That's not love. That's possession. That's fear of being alone. The next few days were a blur. We didn't talk much. She tried to act normal. Cooked breakfast. Kissed my cheek. But it felt like being roommates with a ghost. I needed space. So I left. Packed a bag. Moved into a friend's place. Didn't tell her how long I'd be gone. Didn't check my phone for hours. And when I finally did, there were 17 missed calls. 17 missed calls. 12 texts. All from her. At first, I ignored them. But one message made my heart stop. Please come home. Jake showed up. I don't feel safe. I stared at the screen. What did that even mean? I called her. No answer. Tried again. Still nothing. So I grabbed my keys, jumped into the car, and sped home like my life depended on it. When I arrived, the apartment door was cracked open. Lights were off. Silence. I stepped inside, heart pounding, fists clenched. Emily? I called. No response. Then, from the kitchen, I heard a soft sob. I rushed in and saw her sitting on the floor, knees pulled to her chest, eyes red from crying. She looked terrified. He came here, she whispered. Banged on the door, screaming. Said I belonged to him. That I was using him. That if I didn't pick him, he'd ruin everything. I froze. This wasn't part of the story I expected. This wasn't just cheating anymore. This was danger. I helped her up, locked all the doors, and sat with her until she calmed down. She told me everything. Jake wasn't just a fling. He was obsessive, manipulative. What started as emotional comfort had turned into something toxic. He followed her, checked her location, got angry when she didn't reply fast enough. And when she tried to cut him off, he snapped. She was scared. And the worst part? So was I. Because I still felt something for her, even after everything. And now, I wasn't just a betrayed boyfriend. I was the only person she could trust. That night, we didn't talk much. I stayed on the couch. She locked herself in the bedroom. I didn't sleep. Just kept listening for footsteps. Or a knock. Or worse. By morning, I had made a decision. I couldn't go back to how things were. Even if Jake disappeared. Even if she begged. Even if my heart still ached for her. Some things, once broken, can never be whole again. When she woke up, she came into the living room, wearing the hoodie I'd left behind, the one she always stole because it smelled like me. Her eyes were tired, face pale. But she spoke first. I understand if you can't forgive me, but I want you to know. I'm ending it. For real this time. I'm done lying. I nodded. But it was too late. I told her I'd help her, not because I wanted to fix us, but because I'm not the kind of man who walks away when someone's in danger. We filed a police report. Changed her number. Installed cameras. For 2 weeks, I stayed nearby. Not as her boyfriend, just someone who once loved her. And then, one morning, I left for good. No big goodbye. No dramatic ending. Just a note on the table. You lied to everyone. But not to me. I always saw the truth. I just wasn't ready to face it. Ryan. It's been a year since that day. Sometimes, I still think about her. Not with anger. Not even regret. Just a quiet sadness. The kind that comes when you remember a song you used to love, but now it only brings silence. Because love doesn't always end in fireworks. Sometimes it ends in whispers, in empty beds, in a quiet goodbye you never thought you'd write.